everybody! Welcome back to another episode of the Boss Ravioli Queens. If you don't know who we are your three favorite caregivers. I'm Boss Lady Amy,
Nicole Ravioli,
and Jasmine the Queen.
And we make content about healthcare being and healthcare caregiving and relating it to our little corner of the world. So today we are talking about, both of you don't laugh, I could say this, youth apprenticeship programs.
Woo!
Yay! There we go.
If y'all only knew the process it took to get here.
Look at me go. I'm probably going to not say that word again.
What word? Youth apprenticeship program?
Yeah, that. Anyway. So that's our episode today. And we're going to be talking about how when we were in school, well, when I was in school, it was like kind of sort of a thing, not really.
It worked very differently.
Very differently.
Yeah, so nowadays it's more like,
it's more abundant for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's more like it's encouraged. And when I was in high school, it was like your last option if you were failing, like myself. So.
Yeah, now it's readily available and
well, let's not forget that they only accepted X amount of people for whatever job they were trying to prepare for.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like they accept more candidates for it.
Yeah.
As well.
And it seems like now they have different options too. So you can apply for a specific field to work in for it, or you can do bounce between different jobs, and they'll show you how it is to be in each job each week.
Mm-hmm. Also, shameless plug here for just a second. If you have not heard of us or listened to our previous episodes, go back on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts and go take a listen.
Yeah,
or
check
look.
us out.
Except Apple.
Except Apple, yes. That's the one. Sorry.
We're not rich.
Because fudge those iPhones.
Apple literally charges for everything.
Yeah.
So we can't post because we just don't have the money.
No.
Yeah, I was we're already paying for
Isn't it $5 per episode or something that?
I don't remember, but we were already paying to post multiple different locations, and then I wasn't gonna pay another separate just to post in Apple when you can listen to it anywhere else.
Literally anywhere.
The program that we use, literally the only one that they make you pay for is Apple. All the other programs that you can listen to podcasts on are already included in the subscription.
Yep.
Isn't that crazy? Anyway.
Wild.
Back to the episode.
It's because all that Apple wants is your money.
That's why you have to buy a charger for your charger.
That's true. It's accurate.
Anyways, back to youth apprenticeship teens. So, we left off on there are more positions for candidates and things, and more fields that you can go into,
more opportunities.
Specification-wise. So, I remember back in school, you could still go for your CNA while you were in school. Our high school offered medical terminology and anatomy and physiology, but you had to be in good standing with the rest of your grades before you could even try to go for that. Now I feel like they just let you do it.
See, I kind of had the opposite experience. So I was failing chemistry, and in order for me to graduate, obviously I had to pass because it was my senior year. And so my principal was basically all right, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take the CNA class and you're going to go work for a healthcare organization that's going to count as your chemistry credit, and you're going to pass so you graduate. I was like, cool, I could do that.
Right?
And 9 years later, I'm still not out of caregiving.
I would have preferred to do a youth apprenticeship program because, I was already working after school as it is. To get paid to, pass school would have been, golden.
Oh,
so, for me, it was only during school hours. So, I could leave campus only if I was going to class, my CNA class, or to work. at the place that was affiliated with my school. I couldn't leave for any other reason. And then I still had to work like extra hours on top of what was required for me because I mean at the end of the day it was still a job. So like
Right.
I worked during school, I worked after school, and I worked on the weekends. So it was a lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah, my brother did the youth apprenticeship program for like, he was like a teller at a bank. I don't remember what the exact program was called, but he went into like business marketing, and as we know, you pay for college and then you don't get to use your degree because you're required to have experience of some sort with, you know, fresh out of college, no experience.
So your brother got to tell people what not to do with their life?
That's
If only you knew.
If only.
So when I was in high school, going into it for like the healthcare, like medical part of it was kind of new. Like at the time, there was really only a couple students at my school that had done it. There was lots of students at my school that had gone for like financial, like doing the working in a bank. I think there was a place that was. It was a call center. So yeah, so like there was other businesses that were doing it at the time, but it was like myself and a few other students were kind of like guinea pigs when it came to like the medical healthcare piece. So it was interesting. They weren't really sure how it was gonna go. And I mean, at the time, I was like really happy about it because I didn't have to take chemistry anymore, and I also thought I was gonna be a nurse, and definitely am not.
LOL.
Big old lol on me.
I thought about nursing too, but I was like, I don't want all that extra and the crappy shifts and stuff.
Well,
like,
not only that, but like, I don't want to work weekends anymore.
Which you can get out of that in nursing, but you have to get one of those nursing cushy jobs where they actually don't do anything.
Right.
Like a DON.
It's a really right. It's
Or when they work in like certain nursing home facilities or whatever, and they're like they just sit there at their desk.
like residential, residential RNs.
And then they roll their eyes at you when you're just like, this person has this or whatever that needs to be done, and they're like, ugh. And I'm like, you haven't done anything for the past month. But,
I remember
okay.
working at one of the nursing homes that I worked at when I had my CNA. There were 2 good nurses, and the rest all sucked. They all sucked, and I just remember like I got yelled at because I wasn't being fast enough when, you know, there's 2 CNAs for 2 hallways with 20 residents on each hall. Tell me how I'm not going fast enough when all you're doing is sitting behind a desk and not even doing your treatments?
Right.
Explain.
Yeah, they don't even do that. They would make you do it.
One thing that I think is absolutely insane is the fact that they really expect 18-year-olds to have their life planned out at the end of high school.
Oh my god.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Do you know how much I freaked out when I graduated? Like, I was like, I don't know what I want to do with my life.
Yeah, and then when you don't have it all mapped out, they're like, wow, that sucks.
Well, yeah, and now I'm in
You're gonna fail.
And now and now I'm in this stage where it's like, I went the healthcare route, and now I'm like, I wish I would have done something else.
Literally.
I totally agree. I did go to college, and I regret it because I didn't graduate because I thought I knew what I was doing, and I wasn't. And then I ended up wasting time and money on a career that I wasn't going to end up going to school for.
Originally, I started out as wanting to go for, like, psychology. I got into, like, the actual college portion of everything, and I could barely focus on anything in class. And I was like, this is how I know that this is not for me.
Right.
Because, well, not even, though, because it was just the gen eds. It wasn't, like, the nitty-gritty stuff.
I didn't like psychology. I took it in high school, and I was so sure that I was like, I would study so hard for like these tests or whatever, and they'd be just like, no, you failed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you
Samesies.
mean? And what made it worse is the fact that, like, psychology can be interpreted so many different ways.
Okay, I have a question for you. Did you ever have to, like, test out on, like, the faces? Like, you know, how there's different emotions for each face? Or whatever?
Yes! Ugh.
Like the furrowed eyebrows and the pursed lips, and they're like, what emotion is this giving, basically? And I'm like, pissed off? I don't know.
It could be that, or, like, it could be disgust. It could
Yes,
be...
there's like 5 different answers
Yeah.
for one face. Or like, if you're trying to be sultry or whatever and you're giving the eyes, but then that's still the wrong answer.
Yeah.
I hated when they would be giving a lecture and they would like ask a question and then you would give an answer and they'd be like, well, yes and no, you're kind of right, you're kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And then so you're like, okay, so I got a half right, and then you answer the same thing on the test and then it's like, no, it's wrong.
Yep.
And it's like, but wait, during the lecture you said I was half right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all you teachers be gaslighting us, making us feel dumb as fuck.
Oh no.
No, it's fine.
It's past the 5 minutes.
It's past
fine.
the 5 minutes, yeah.
I know, but I still feel like it's probably gonna get flagged.
Well, dumb as fudge.
There you go. Dumb as flock.
No, well, seriously though, like when you think that you've made the right decision about going to school and whatever,
You haven't.
Mm.
no. And I will
I'm still salty.
I will tell you why, because I literally got a full ride. Like all of my schooling for nursing school was completely covered. I got a full scholarship, and then I realized that it wasn't for me, and then I felt so bad and I carried so much guilt for so many years because somebody else who actually was going to use that schooling could have gotten that scholarship. That could have gone to them, but it didn't. It went to me, and I didn't finish school.
Honestly, if I had more time to focus on school, I probably could have got a scholarship for music, or I could have got a scholarship for probably, like, sports stuff, too, because I used to do both.
Yeah.
And then in high school, I basically stopped because home life mixed with school, mixed with work was not it.
No.
Okay, so now we have to go to the flip side, because the whole point of this episode was also because you had to train a student?
Yeah, that too. So, yep, I've only been at my job for like 7 months, and already kind of training one of those YAP students. That's what we just call them. Same thing, but I'm calling them YAP students. But they can do a lot more too, so they can participate a lot more in the job field than they used to.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a lot more restricted, and they couldn't do a lot of the stuff because of the age restriction, but now they can, like, basically do all of it. So now she's basically being trained in to actually just work.
Do draws?
Yeah, work normally at the facility, like, without the help.
See, what's
And
gonna,
then-
like, suck for her, though, is she's still gonna have to do clinicals when she actually, like... Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
Yeah, she will.
JK.
She wants to do nursing, so.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say phlebotomy isn't a thing that you're required to go to school for anymore.
Mm.
Haha, joke's on me.
Mm.
Wasted 2 years of my life on that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I told her she was gonna be really good at, like, doing IVs and stuff now that she gets used to phlebotomy.
Oh, yeah.
Cause once you get used to having to poke people and everything, it becomes second nature.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, the location of the veins, like,
Yeah.
in the antecubital region.
In the cephalic region.
Oh.
Look at them brains. Ugh.
So
You know-
Jasmine and I have had talks about people with good veins being, like, sexy.
They
I
will-
hate it, but
Okay, so obviously Jasmine works at phlebotomy now. Miss Ravioli went to school for it. So, like, sometimes we'll be, like, walking around or whatever, and Jasmine will just be like, do you see that guy? He has really nice veins.
And of course I'll agree.
And I'm like, no, I did not. Or,
It's
like,
different when you have the trained eye.
it's weird. I catch myself looking and I'm like, why?
or like, oh yeah, that one's a roller for sure.
Yeah.
I just want to tap that.
When the last time we were with my son, Jasmine was like, he has nice veins. I'm like,
You did for a little kid.
Take it as a compliment. Trust
you,
me.
I guess.
Oh my god. But seriously though, like the rolly veins are the worst.
Oh, I hate
Or like
them.
the super deep ones that you can hardly feel.
Oh, I hate it when you can literally like they're so rolly that when you go, you watch the needle just push it away,
Yep.
and then you like try to catch it and it just pushes it the other way.
And you can anchor it as
Yeah.
good as possibly as humanly possible, and like it just doesn't work.
Yeah, I literally like will like stretch it out and like press down super hard just to get in there. Nothing. So irritating.
Also, if you don't know what anchoring is, it's literally when the phlebotomist goes like this
Yep.
on your arm, because otherwise your vein isn't gonna stay where it's supposed to stay.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm not
Or
a
the
phlebotomy.
ones that disappear, where it's like you find a super good one
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to clean it off and it's gone.
That used to frustrate me so much.
When
You're
does
like-
that happen?
It just does.
Because when you palpate it, sometimes it's like, I'm gonna play peekaboo now.
Yo, I don't know why it does that. It just does. It just does.
Oh man, medical terms. Palpating the vein is when you go like this.
Yeah.
So, crash course. It's literally, it feels like a bouncy, spongy material under your skin.
But it feels like a lot of things. Sometimes it can feel really cordy and
Ma'am.
like thick.
Mm-hmm.
Other times it can feel like nothing.
But literally, what you're looking for in trying to find a vein is the bounce back.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
The ones with a lot of scar tissue.
Oh, those feel awful. And then the ones that also feel awful are the ones that people who have been like drug addicts and they've destroyed their veins just feels like gravel in there.
Yep. I'm pretty sure I told this story already, but when I was in clinicals, I had an XH addict, and I had to try like 3 different veins, and I had to use a syringe on his hand.
Yep.
So what you do for that is you screw the needle on the syringe, you poke, and you have to keep a super steady hand and not pull back on like the needle while you're pulling back on the plunger.
Oh, that's right. You did it in Marshfield Clinic, so they had
the rehab unit at that time.
Yep, and then
Yeah.
they had the you could screw the needle on the syringe instead of.
That's what I did.
You gotta
Mhm.
edit that out. You
What?
said Marshfield Clinic.
Oh, whatever.
No, not whatever.
No, I will, but like.
Every time it goes that way, you don't edit it.
Okay, we're gonna make note. It's at 17 minutes and 50 some seconds.
Got it.
it.
Not again.
Okay, so
But yeah, like they don't use that at the place I work now, so.
It's reserved for the real hard veins.
Yeah, that's true, but I don't know. Oh, I still use it, but like I use it with a butterfly instead,
Mm-hmm.
because that's just what they have.
Also, for those of you that don't know, a butterfly needle is the same gauge as a regular needle. It's just shorter.
Yeah, most people think
It's a smaller needle.
Yeah,
It's only smaller because it's shorter. I used to hate that. They're like,
oh,
Use a
they're using a small needle, and I'm like some people I would tell the secret. I'm like, it's really not a smaller needle. It's the same size as the regular ones.
mm-hmm. The only difference with a butterfly is there's more precision.
Yeah, it's easier to control.
Mm-hmm.
and it's got those cute little wings.
For control.
Mm.
I can't even tell you how many patients I had that requested butterflies.
Yeah.
And the only reason that like hospitals and clinics don't like to use them as often is because they're more expensive.
Or how many patients are like, oh, I have horrible veins, and then they don't have horrible veins.
Mm-hmm. Oh really? I feel one here and here.
I
and
know.
Here.
So like, I have bad veins and they're ropes.
They always make me use this arm now because I got so many blood draws off this one as a kid that they tell me I blew my veins. So they don't even let me do...
She's one of them patients.
Mm.
What?
We know what that means.
What do you mean I'm one of them patients? Seriously, they always make me do this arm. Always. Because when I was a kid, it was always this one.
Now I need a tourniquet.
Yep. Let me see.
Squeeze her arm really hard.
We have rubber bands.
Oh, we do, don't we?
We can experiment later. I don't care.
Bet.
Literally, the last time I got my blood drawn,
I'm just gonna bring
a couple
home.
months
I'm
ago,
gonna take home my kit and we're gonna.
Yes.
I put this arm out. She checked it. She was like, "Actually, no, I need this arm."
I literally don't even remember how to tie the tourniquet anymore.
Really?
It's been so long.
That's actually something I do know.
Yeah, my YAP student struggled with that for a little bit, and she ties it underneath.
Underneath.
Yeah, so like you know how you stretch it and then you kind of.
She goes the opposite way?
Like I flip it over top and tuck it.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause then
She
you can
goes
just pull
underneath
it.
and tucks it.
Okay, well, I don't remember the entire process. Why?
It bugs me so much. It's just how she started doing it, and it got comfortable. And I'm like, as long as it's there and it's out of her way, I really don't care.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of struggles with putting it tight enough too, but she'll get there.
Oh, I used to yank that thing.
Mm-hmm. It just depends. I would if I could see a good vein already, I would do it like looser.
Mm-hmm.
And if I couldn't find anything, I would do it real tight.
So I'm curious, like with these programs now, I wonder if they contribute anything to like college or like any credits that you can apply towards your like school or your
I'm
career.
not sure, but I would think so.
I know for sure when I was still in school, the medterm and Anat and Phys would transfer.
And it does technically count towards work experience too
Mhm.
for a
That's
specific
true.
field. So.
Because I mean, when I was in high school and I did it, like, it didn't do anything for me other than get me to pass.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't apply to like my college, like career or anything like that.
As far as I know, it does now.
Yeah.
It should.
I mean, and it's good. I like that it's kind of almost like the standard now.
I do like that it does help prepare kids more for the real world instead of like just focusing on everything academic, because like the reality is like people need to be prepared for the real world and not being tested on
School was a
stuff
scam.
that you're not even gonna use. And
School was a scam.
I mean,
let's be honest, college is gonna teach you the stuff that you're gonna use for your specific job.
Mm-hmm. Like, when the hell am I ever gonna have to know where geographical locations are on a map? I don't travel.
Well, even if you did, there's fucking GPS.
Yeah. And also, Google Translate.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go lay down.
I feel like we should
Yeah,
do school the way that other countries do it.
Why do y'all want attention now?
That's what I'm saying.
Have you not seen her over here this whole
Yes,
time?
I have.
This is why he's doing it.
But now Tobin's is doing it too. Our dogs are
And
just
you're
something
getting
else.
your toe beans licked.
I know. Gross.
Stop.
No, I really though, like I think the U.S. should start doing school like how other countries do it. Because so many other countries, they have like, once you get to your high school years, you choose like special classes
Yep.
for the trade that you want to go in.
And not only that, but free college would help.
Free
Or
college
even
so much.
affordable
Great.
education would help.
Well, so my thing is, I was so stressed about having to pay back the money that I had such a hard time focusing on any of the stuff I was supposed to be learning.
Right.
Because I'm like, oh my god, if I fail this test, I have to like pay this grant that I got back. Or, oh my god, if I fail out of this program, I'm going to have to retake the whole thing.
Yeah, you
And then I
shouldn't
have to do more
wor-
student loans.
You shouldn't have to worry about that.
And then constantly getting calls from the school financial office.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, yeah, it's so stressful.
And I like that we have the option to defer the loans for a year and stuff here, but that doesn't help
No, it
really at
doesn't.
all. It just means that you have a year with one less bill or two less bills.
Mhm.
Dude,
It's
okay, go. Go, go, go.
Okay. Well, I
Thank
don't
you.
think there's too much more we can say about the program, because most of us haven't really experienced too much about it, but
Nope.
just little things that we've noticed that is a little bit more around for kids nowadays. So
yeah,
that's
and
nice.
I mean it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I hope that all the kids in those programs are successful.
and I hope it gets better.
Stop.
Well, anyways, you can find us on TikTok, You can find us on YouTube or anywhere else you get your Facebook or anywhere else you get your podcasts.
Besides Apple.
You can find us at Boss Ravioli Queens.
And you can also email us at bossravioliqueens@gmail.com. That is such a sentence.
It is a sentence.
Let us know if you have any questions or anything like that. We love to hear from you. We love friends.
Mm-hmm.
And also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can know when we post a new episode.
Until next time.
Bye.